Thank you very much. We're going to move to Mr. Johari.
Mr. Chair, welcome, Minister. In the interest of time, I'm going to ask two questions. One of them naturally has to do with Innovation Agenda and Innovation Canada. The other one has to do with Skill Plan, two major pillars of the 2017 budget. So on the preamble side, in my riding, Richmond Hill, what I have started in collaboration with other levels of government and the Board of Trade in Innovation Task Force. The objective of the Innovation Task Force in my community is to identify companies and young entrepreneurs, specifically in the area of artificial intelligence and robotics, to benefit from the Innovation Agenda and the Innovation Canada platform to be able to get the funding so they can get into the early stage as well as the late stage development. Can you shed some light on how, after the identification of these opportunities, they can go and get access to the funds under the Innovation Canada program?
So thank you for that question. As you know, you identified two areas where there's a lot of growth potential and expertise in Canada: artificial intelligence. We actually have the pioneers that really played a meaningful role in machine learning through Jeffrey Hinton in Toronto and through Joshua Bengio in Montreal. So this is an area where Canada actually has global expertise, and that's why we invested $125 million for a pan-Canadian artificial intelligence initiative in our budget as well. And you also mentioned robotics. We talked about the Canadian Space Agency, the Canada arm. We actually have a very strong reputation globally as well when it comes to robotics. And so advanced manufacturing is an area that we also highlighted in our budget as well. And so these are key themes that are reflected as a priority for the government, and I know that you're working very closely with companies in your constituency. You're meeting with them, aligning them with some of the key priorities in the budget and determining where those opportunities exist, and I want to commend you for that, particularly with your goal and ambition to scale them up. And that is a priority for our government. We're really good at starting up companies in Canada. We're a startup nation. It's a point of pride. But we do not want to be a nation where other countries or other companies come and take these businesses abroad. We want to see some of these companies, if they choose to stay in Canada, have the ability to really scale up and grow in Canada and be strong global brands. And that's why Innovation Canada exists. The idea is for you to identify those companies, and then they would engage. As I said, it's a single window, and they would have access to all innovation-related programs within government. So rather than going to multiple departments, rather than trying to figure out what to do, because remember, these companies are growing and scaling up. They're not trying to figure out government and trying to determine how to navigate through all the programs and opportunities that exist for them. So we're simplifying the process, we're coordinating the process, and we have a single window for them. And one of those key elements in that single window is the Strategic Investment Fund. And that's open to large corporations, as we talked about in the automotive sector, for example, in the past, but they're also open to companies that really have growth potential as well, and that's an area we're going to be focusing with them as well.
Thank you. Let's go to the skill plan, $2.7 billion over 6 years, and I have a lot of constituents coming to me and saying, kudos, government is doing a great job. How can I get access to those funds, and how can I go and get the new learning, new skill sets that's needed? How do I go about it? Can you shed some light on that one?
So as you know, Minister Haidu is really the point person on deploying some of those programs, particularly for those mid-career workers that want to, leave their job or, reduce the number of hours of work so they can go back to school. So we're going to be providing them with grants, interest-free loans. So those are tools that we exist right now and that she'll be playing a leadership role in. One of the areas that we're really excited about is coding, as I mentioned before. So we want to respect provincial jurisdiction. We're going to put money forward through non-for-profit organizations to provide the supply for coding-related programs. So the demand does exist within our school systems, and they have the ability then to deal with those organizations and get those kinds of coding initiatives within their schools without, getting into that jurisdictional issue as well. And so we have different programs in place. These programs were announced in the budget, and we'll be rolling them out. And again, this information will be available on the website as well. And the objective is to be as friendly as possible to citizens and our constituents so they can navigate through these programs in a timely manner and get the answer very quickly, and also get the money that they need so they can upgrade their skills.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to move to Mr. Albus.